So my name is Briana Benn-Mirandi, and I am a licensed professional counselor in the state of Connecticut. I'm also a registered art therapist with the American Art Therapy Association and the Art Therapy Credentialing Board. I work in private practice. So I do psychotherapy. It's master's level education, and just as many people would come to sit in the office of a therapist and talk and be counseled and learn new skills and learn about their emotions and how to handle them, that's the same type of work that we do in art therapy. However, in addition to talking about it, we utilize art as a second language. We have found, and we do a lot of scientific evaluations and research studies to see that there are some really great correlations with images that come through an artwork that correlate to a person's worldview, how they see the world, how they connect with others, how they solve problems. And so we use the artwork that's created in session as a jumping off of point, as what is this artwork telling us? And it's never a one-to-one thing because every person is different, just like every person verbally communicates differently. But it gives us a lot of insight into a person's life that they may not be willing to identify verbally, or they may not even be aware of verbally, but it comes through in the artwork. When we're working as art therapists, again, using that artwork as the language of communication, things come through because there may be situations where a person is told, don't talk about this. That could be a divorce or feelings. It could be abuse. It could be an illegal act. And it could be feelings of frustration towards somebody that you love. And inside, it doesn't feel right to feel angry or frustrated with someone you love. But these things come through in the artwork, and so we're able to look at the artwork and we say that the artwork never lies. And that helps to open up a lot of the doors to talk about those things in a gentle way, because we also see the artwork as a third person almost in the session. So we might say, well, what is the person doing in this artwork? And they say, well, this person is very frustrated with their mother or sister. And that's different than saying, I am frustrated and angry with my family member that I love. It feels safer, it feels easier to say, that's what's happening in this picture. And so it gives permission to express those things that are harder to express verbally. We have, so for example, I was working with a young child who created this the other day. And this was to kind of depict yourself as an animal. And so he created a tiger. And we also do mask making. Collage is a really very popular medium to use because people don't have to create from nothing. They don't have to draw a picture from scratch. They don't have to spend a lot of time thinking about exactly what the finished product's going to look like. They can look through images and select the ones that stand out to them and then incorporate them into a piece that resonates with them. We will use different materials because they do evoke different feelings. So when we use, we know that watercolor can really help to release emotional blockages because of its connection to water and tears and fluidity. That can be really helpful in helping somebody release painful sadness. Clay can be really helpful to use to release anger because you can squish it, you can pound it, and you can even bake it or let it dry, and then you can go out and you can smash it to bits. Paper and markers and paints are very easy because people are very familiar with them. But sometimes we'll say, all right, we're going to try finger painting. And that can help people to sort of almost regress a little bit and work through issues of control, because finger painting is a hard thing to control and make it look perfect, and you're getting those touch sensations. So these are all the different types of tactile and experiential differences that come into play using art therapy in addition to the talk therapy that we do. We'll offer our insights to the client, and we'll let them tell us if it's accurate or not. And I've had some cases where I've said, here's an example of where, so I have a drawing here, which is probably hard to see on the video, but very complex. I asked this client to draw a house, a tree, and a person. And they drew a very complex scene with many, many individuals and trees growing through a house that is suspended and can be accessed by a rope ladder, fire and people falling. And I spent hours poring over this. I came back to him and I said, let me tell you what I see from this. And as I'm sharing these insights from the artwork, this client was nodding and saying, yes, yes, yes. And then I was able to take it a step further and say, would it be all right with you if I shared those ideas with the people that are close to you so that they can better understand the world from your point of view? And that led to a really big step forward in communication towards the people that were in this person's life. The most rewarding thing is being able to really connect to another individual, and to hear their lives and to hear things from their point of view is fascinating. It's like reading a novel. It's, you kind of want to know what's going to happen next for this person and how they developed these views. And so really being able to connect with somebody on a very, very personal level is very rewarding. Being able to see changes coming back, good reports from, the school. This child isn't hitting her friends anymore. This person, this young man's grades are back up to where they should be. This woman is managing her anxiety and being able to sort out her career path. This person's being able to better control their anger. Those are the huge victories that, because you've connected with this person on such a personal level, that their setbacks are felt by you. Their triumphs are felt by you. And we do work very hard in our line of work to make sure that we hold boundaries and things, because it can be just really immersive to connect with another person and to follow them on their journey. But no matter how many boundaries we put up to protect the therapeutic alliance, you can't help but feel good when somebody achieves a lifelong goal. And the flip side of that, as far as what's hard about this type of work, is knowing that no matter how much you want somebody to succeed and how much you care about somebody's well-being, is, as a therapist, you can't change a person. And that's an important thing to realize when you come into this line of work. You cannot change another person. You cannot change their lives. They can, perhaps with some guidance from you. And really the most work that is done in a therapeutic relationship is by the client, because they meet with you 1 hour, but then they have the whole rest of the week or 2 weeks or however long it is till they see you again to choose to put those techniques into play or not. And it can feel disheartening when they don't do what you think would be best for them. So my personal values, unsurprisingly, are in connecting to and relating to people. This allows me to, while I am at work, connect with people and help them to experience the most out of life. So as an artist myself, I'm very creative and passionate and innovative, and those are all qualities that I'm able to channel through the work that I do. I'm able to create artwork alongside my clients. I'm able to discuss things passionately with my clients and brainstorm ideas with them about, what if we tried this, or have you considered what would happen if you did this, and finding what's really important to you. It's also about putting myself and my own personal passions on the shelf temporarily while I connect to and really for a moment step into the shoes of my clients and see what their values are and try to look at their life and their challenges in relationship to their own values. So as far as my personal values, how do those work in? Like I said, artwork and creativity. I can use them in the office. I also personally really enjoy nature and animals, and art therapy is sort of a line of therapy where it's almost expected that you're going to try some things differently. So they do tell you as a starting therapist that you should aim on finding a niche. And I suppose that my niche is people who are creative and who like to think outside of the box, as I do. But when it comes to age range, I work with people who, from young children to seniors, on all different challenges. Could be relationship challenges, could be authority issues, could be having a difficulty communicating as a child. And so it's really sort of all over the board, which personally I like. Probably one of my favorite types of clients is working with angsty teens, as I say. They say, I'm not going to talk to you. Mom and Dad brought me to you. You are therefore aligned with them, and I don't talk to them. Therefore, I'm not talking to you. And for me, I go, okay, great. I don't necessarily want to talk to you either, tell you the truth. But that's the nice thing about art therapy is that we can sit and we can make artwork, and we can put some music on. And as we do that, in that space where we're appreciating the arts in each other's company, we come to see eye to eye, and we come to trust each other, and to understand that this is a safe space, that you can come, you can create, you can play, you can ask questions, and your privacy is protected, and you can grow here, and there's no pressure. And eventually, I haven't had any teenager that thus far hasn't eventually said, all right, I guess I'll talk to you, but not because you want me to, not because you made me, not because Mom and Dad brought me here, but because it's on my own terms and I'm the one in control. So as far as why you might like to do this type of career, if you like to help people, first and foremost, you have to like people. As a therapist, we have something that Carl Rogers called unconditional positive regard, where we view our clients in a positive way. Doesn't mean that we agree with everything that our clients may do. We see their actions as separate. But as a person, we see them in a positive light. And we help them to see that too. So first and foremost, if you like connecting with people, if you enjoy creative things, if you like to paint or draw or sculpt, then this is a way to share that passion with clients in a way that can help change their lives. If you like to think outside of the box, if you like to be doing different things, this is a great line of work. And also as far as private practice, if you enjoy being your own boss, if you enjoy setting your own schedule, and you're sort of multidiscipline, so you can handle dealing with money, you can handle scheduling. There are a lot of balls to juggle, but it's very, very rewarding to be your own person. That's one of the things that I like about it. As far as how do you get to this point, as I've said, art therapy is a master's level program. So most people go and they go for their bachelor's degree at a college. A lot of times they major in psychology with some classes as well in the arts. And then there are master's programs in most, if not all, states. You can look at the American Art Therapy Association website. Once you have that master's degree, you don't get to go out and just put up a shingle and open up shop, unfortunately. But you have to have 1,000 to 3,000 hours, depending on what type of additional licensures you may be going for, to become a registered art therapist or a licensed professional counselor as well. And you do that under the supervision of another person that has those credentials. And you might do it in a clinic type setting. And then once you have that experience, as well as the education, you take the exams, you get your licensures that you need that are applicable, and then you always keep learning. We're required to do continuing education units so that we are trained in multicultural counseling, in working with trauma, in working with other areas of the profession that we might not have considered. And we also keep in touch with other therapists in the community so that we know that we're always doing our best work and we're holding ourselves accountable. So you never really stop learning. But that's one of the benefits of this job, is that we're always learning new things. And if you're the kind of person that loves to continually be learning and doing new things, it's a great career to explore. This is a really fantastic line of work, and I think that one thing can be said for the line of work of a therapist is there is no shortage of a need for our profession. So job security is definitely there, and if one day we live in a world where people don't need therapy and don't need help, then we'll have done a lot to have achieved that goal. But until then, go out and consider this as a line of work, because it's very much needed and you will change lives. You will help to change lives.